Hi. Have you ever wondered about what an author goes through to get published? Well, today I'm going to tell you. I'm going to share with you my journey, and hopefully that'll help you along your journey. I started writing on my first book in 1996, kind of with the desire to help others and entertain people as well, but I had no idea what was really in all of that, what writing fiction for publication entailed. And on top of that, I didn't even read fiction. Aside from, occasionally reading a short story in the back of Redbook or Cosmo, I really wasn't a fiction reader. I like stories. I just didn't know that, that would help me. It never really dawned on me. Dawned on me to read fiction. Till someone suggested, after reading my first book, this is not my book, my name is not Sigmund Brower. This is one of the first series that I read. Checked it out of the library, and eventually, no, this is not the library book. Yeah, I didn't steal it. And I'm not, owing thousands of dollars in library fines. No, this isn't mine. I bought it. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, so is one of my writing heroes and one of my idols. And yeah, Sigmund Brower. Many of his books, but particularly this one, is what I started reading historical fiction and fiction period with that. It just caught my interest and kept me going. And I needed that because of the state of my first book. It was 7 chapters, 7 very poorly written chapters. I had no idea. I mean, I had 2 degrees in engineering. Surely I could figure out how to write fiction. No. So I'm glad of the friends that were around me that kept kind of prodding me along. One of those friends told me to get a subscription of Writer's Digest. I'm glad I finally listened to her advice. I've had a subscription on and off for several years. I'd say for the past, decade. I've got many, and I put bookmarks and sticky notes in them and take notes and use those in writers' workshops that I give. So I can't speak enough about doing that kind of thing. Great tip right there to do that. Get a subscription, take a writer's course, whether it's an online course or something that you go to community college or a university and just take it, whether it's for credit or certificate, what have you. Look around you. Find out what's literally at your fingertips, that you can take a class at night online. Distance education might be the ticket for you. So don't say, I can't write because I don't have the time. I'm a part-time author. I do it part-time because I have a regular 9 to 5. Yeah, and it can be done. So don't give up. So that was my first book. It was picked up by Moody Publishers and published in 2007, The Making of Isaac Hunt. And the second book in the Isaac Hunt series was Loving C.C. Johnson, and that one came out in 2008. Now, that was, to say the least, an economic challenge for many publishers in that time frame, 2008, 2009. A lot of things suffered greatly in the U.S. when it came to just the economic landscape. So book publishing suffered. My third book was not picked up by Moody Publishers. I ended up self-publishing it several years later. It took me having to re-educate myself, how to re-motivate myself to do self-publishing. This book is Saving Tate Michaels. That came out several years, like 6 years after the first book in the series, which was kind of like a death sentence almost for a series, and people are expecting, one after the other. At any rate, that might be your journey. Self-publishing, traditional publishing, doing the two like that is known as being a hybrid self-published author, um, those kinds of things might be considerations that you have to make, things that you have to trade off on. Life happens along the way. What will you be willing to do in learning how to do self-publishing or learning how to pitch your book to a traditional publishing house? A lot of things to consider. That's just my journey. If you have other questions, feel free to leave those in the comments below, and I'll do my best to share with you from my standpoint, or share with you links to other resources online that are sure to help you. There's so much out there, so don't just kind of insulate yourself in your little bubble and think I'll never get published. One other thing I want to leave with you, be sure to check out my other videos, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my books that are available on Amazon. There's one that's really good for fiction writers, and it is permanently free. You just download it onto your e-reader, and it's yours. Please and thank you. You're welcome. What else can I say? Thanks for dropping by.